The Asian Financial Forum 2018 in Hong Kong introduced its new InnoTalks series, and the prominent subject was financial technology, fintech. The keynote address came from JP Nicols of conference and learning platform nextmoney.org and Fintech Forge, where the guiding message for its advisory programs is creating value by innovation. JP, thanks indeed for joining us today. And with Fintech Forge, you're really thinking about creating value. How do you create that value?
Well, ultimately the market decides, right? If it's valuable, the market will tell us. And you know, what you're referring to is what I talked about on stage. And I think it's important that we have a definition of innovation that is implementing new ideas that creates value. And I think most people, if I ask people, what does innovation mean to you? They get the new ideas part. Everybody understands that. But number one, they've got to be implemented. You can't just have the ideas. You actually have to put them out into the marketplace, and they need to create value. But that second part can't come from us. That comes from the market, right? We ultimately, either people adopt these ideas or they don't. And so that's why it's important that organizations adopt a test and learn mentality so that we replace our opinions with facts as we get data in the marketplace.
So where it comes to technology, then as technology is rolled out, you use that technology, but you don't rely on that technology altogether. Is that the way you're looking at it?
Well, I think the technology is just a tool. So I've seen some pretty amazing things that are really low technology, and some pretty amazing technology that ultimately didn't matter. You know, take something like the Segway scooter. Right, that's amazing technology, a gyroscope that keeps one upright, but it has very limited use cases now.
On the other hand, you do have technology like blockchain technology, which is all about putting different parties together. That sort of thing is going to be revolutionary for the future?
I think so, and you know, I think it's directionally correct. One of my favorite quotes is from Bill Gates, who says, we tend to overestimate the amount of change that will happen in 2 years and underestimate what will happen in 10. So ultimately, what blockchain and what kinds of use cases and what institutions are going to win, I don't know yet, but directionally it's correct.
So in the ideas department, and certainly where technology is concerned, where is Asia? And is the Asia Pacific going to be the place where a lot of these new ideas, the new business, if you like, is going to be arriving?
Depending on where we look in Asia, we have this push and pull of very well developed infrastructure that's kind of pushing against the rise of technology. We also have a number of developing markets where the technology has leapfrogged the traditional infrastructure of central banks and bank branches and so on. So what I think makes Asia most interesting is finding the intersection between the two.
And where it comes to Hong Kong, of course, we have been through the sort of conventional route of banking and finance, but do you think we can become the sort of fintech of the future?
I think that what works against you is what works against all of the well-developed countries is when you have enough infrastructure in place, you have forces that want to maintain the status quo. Now, on the other hand, I think, number one, your position in China and a gateway to Shenzhen and other places is certainly an advantage. The other thing that I think is an advantage is what I mentioned is just your global history of being the crossroads of the world and certainly crossroads of the East.